When we considered inverse relations as it relates to ordered pair and also from a table of values, and now we're going to look at the graphs of inverse relations. And while the instructions say to graph the inverse relation, it's actually already graphed it. And let's just say that the blue line is the function and the red is the inverse. And in a few minutes, we're going to look at how to determine inverse functions algebraically. But right now, we're just going to look at this graph and we're going to consider it based on the ordered pair. So let's look. I'm looking for a couple of places that I can find a good ordered pair on the graph. And so I'm looking for where right now where the blue line in this example right here intersects a grid line, and I see a point right there. That's 1. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4. So x here is at -4 and y is at 0. And then I see a point right here, and this is actually a point common to both functions. But what's the value here on the blue line? Well, let's see, x is 2 and y is 2. So this point right here on the blue line is 2, 2. Now, let's take a look at what on the inverse function in the red. If it's an inverse, then this point right here should then become 0, 4 if we swapped it. So let's look here. Y is 0. X is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 0, -4. Okay, well, that's an inverse relation of this point right here. And here, let's see, well, on the red line, x is 2 and y is 2. And of course, they're the same value, they're just swapped around. Now let's go down here to the bottom graph and see what we can find. All right, I see a point right here on the x function, and I see a point right here on the, well, let's call it the function, not x function, but the function. So let's see what we got. Our x value is -1, -2, -3, -4. So I got x is -4 and y is 2. And let's see, on this point right here, x is +2 and y is 0. All right, now let's go to the red function, and our coordinates should indicate to us an inverse relation. All right, well, I see one right here and right here. Well, I could even use that one right there, but I'm going to use this one here. And let's see what we come up with here. Well, on this point right here, I've got x is 0, y is 2. And that's certainly the inverse of that coordinate. And what about down here? X is 2 and y is 1, 2, 3, 4, -4. So we got x is 2, y is -4. And that's the inverse